Give me 20 minutes and I'm going to teach you exactly how Etsy sellers reach their first $1 million in revenue. Now, I talk to hundreds of Etsy sellers every single month, beginners, intermediate sellers, and the top 0.1% sellers who've crossed that $1 million mark. And whether they realize it or not, every single one of those $1 million sellers follow a very similar system. So today I'm going to show that system to you with zero fluff. I'll show you how to get to your first $1,000 per month, how to get your first $10,000 per month, and then how to get your first $50,000 per month and beyond, and exactly how that compounds into your first $1 million on Etsy. So if you want tactical detail, you are about to get it. The $1 million path on Etsy is built on 3 main pillars. Number 1 is sprints. These are fast, tactical actions that create short-term revenue. And then number 2 is marathons. And these are long-term systems, really, that compound over time. And then the third pillar is multiplication, which is basically taking one winner on Etsy and then expanding it strategically. This is how you get that snowball of growth. If you skip the sprint strategies, you will grow too slowly, or you'll never even get off the ground. If you skip the marathon strategies, you'll stall out. Things will taper off after you get your first winner. And if you skip that multiplication step, you'll never really scale beyond a side hustle. So let's break down what each phase is with precision and clear steps. First, the sprint strategies. These are all about growing. So I would say going from like $0 to $10,000 a month. How do we do that? It's with actions that produce results quickly. Like this week, this month, not in your first 6 months, these start to work, or in your first year, these start to work. These are actually fast, tactical actions that are focused on finding winners for your shop quickly. So there are 6 main sprint steps. And if you don't do these, you probably won't get to $1,000 a month. So the first one is rapid product testing. I would say 20 to 40 listings up in your shop in the first 30 days. And these don't need to be perfect, but the idea is to get data. See, when a seller launches like 3 listings and then they wait, they will fail. Real fast winning shops, they launch with volume quickly. So it's volume and speed. The goal is not perfection. So your goal in month 1, try to get 20 to 40 listings up, maybe across 3 to 5 product types, and try to get at least 5 listings out per idea so the algorithm can start to recognize some patterns. And this is how you get enough impressions and opportunities to get real data. Now, the second sprint step is keyword dominating SEO, because Etsy is a search engine and search engines reward relevance and engagement, not uniqueness or creativity. So your titles need to be customer focused. They have to focus on what the product's purpose and utility is. So we're having main keywords for that thing, but also the buyer's intent. So instead of thinking of yellow, sun ray, daisy shirt, cropped, fit, size, extra small to extra large, you are calling this a retro daisy shirt, floral graphic tee, boho summer top for women. And your long tail keywords are going to be reflective of that purpose and utility and occasion and customer buyer intent. We're not guessing, we're not simply describing the product, but we're matching what buyers are actually typing in to the language we're using in your listing. So the third sprint step is trend surfing. I would say every $1 million seller that I've met has ridden some trends at least once in their lifetime. They don't necessarily depend on trends, but they use trends to accelerate growth. So the formula for this is we have to identify rising search demand outside of Etsy, not on Etsy, because Etsy is one of the last places to get trends. Then we are going to create designs that are on trend but differentiated. And again, these trends are not coming from Etsy. You're way too late if you're waiting till they're there. And then number 3 is to launch quickly. So speed matters way more than originality. And when you launch a trend, you're not launching with 1 listing, you might be launching with 10 to 12 listings of that thing. The idea is not to be chasing trends, but to use them strategically at certain times to accelerate growth. A trend could get you traction that can put your shop on Etsy's radar. And then your evergreen, non-trendy products can take over. Now, the 4th step of sprinting is to get that thumbnail optimized for clicks. You've got to beat the competition with your thumbnails. Those clicks on your thumbnail will determine determine part of your ranking. So if your click-through rate is under 1%, which means less than 1% of people who see the thumbnail click on it, that is not great. Etsy will hide you. We want that over 2%, so Etsy is more likely to promote you. At least 2 or more out of every 100 people who see the thumbnail click on it. So to increase that click-through rate, to get higher than that 2%, we want to use mockups that have your product taking up at least 80% of the thumbnail, minimal props, avoid super specific lifestyle images until after the main image. That can be polarizing. And then we'll use contrast. We'll have good contrast between the background and the product. We'll make sure the design is very easy to read and see on mobile because 70% of people are on mobile. Winners have great click-through rates, losers don't. So don't forget to do that step. Now, the fifth step of sprinting is fixing your listings with data. So for example, a listing that has traffic but no sales, what do you need to fix? You need to fix the conversion rate. So we're looking at the data to know where the problem is. Another example is a listing with no traffic at all. Then we want to look at our SEO. So we are doing this weekly. We're sorting our listings by visits. We're sorting by conversion rate. We're sorting by impressions. And we're identifying what is working and what to double down on and where we need to go fix something. And once you identify something that's not working, you either fix it or it's out of the shop. This is not an emotional decision-making process. This is pure logical optimization. So we're not going with a gut feeling. We are going with the data. And then the sixth step of sprinting is duplicating those winners. So once one listing works, you are multiplying it. You are taking that winning design and you're creating many more designs with different colors, variations, new sayings, new types of customers that might appreciate the same aesthetic, maybe new orientations of the design, or creating bundles that design is part of. Most shops fail and stall out because they get a winner and they celebrate the winner instead of duplicating that winner 20 to 50 times. Winners get multiplied. Alex and Layla Hormozi call this more, better, new. It's a framework that they teach, and I will actually link how you can apply that to Etsy in the description. Just look for more, better, new, and we'll link that there. Winners get multiplied, and that is how you scale. Now, let's talk about the marathon strategies for long-term growth. So if you're trying to go from like 10 grand a month to 50 grand a month, this is where the marathon comes in. This is the long game. These are systems. Marathon strategies, they compound slowly, but they yield that massive upside because of the momentum and leverage you already have. So the first marathon strategy is creating a customer-centric product ecosystem. $1 million Etsy shop, they do not sell 100 random products. They sell a system of products that serve one core customer. So you're building the product mix around one type of customer. You want to ask yourself, what else does my current customer buy? If your customer is a teacher, they might be buying classroom decor, stickers, templates, tools, t-shirts. Moms, they might be buying gifts, apparel for themselves and then their families, printables, home organization things, home decor things. Pet owners, they might buy memorial gifts, custom portraits, accessories. So think about how you can expand horizontally and serve that one customer more deeply. The second marathon step is having evergreen product lines, because trends, yes, they can grow your shop, but evergreen products will be paying your bills. We need consistency. So evergreen products could be things like wedding templates, invites, business templates, personalized gifts. This could be core family apparel or group apparel or business-to-business products, maybe more minimalist designs or name-based products or classic home decor phrases that stay consistent. And every $1 million shop has at least 2 evergreen categories that sell year-round. Now, the third marathon step is operational efficiency. We have to remember scaling, like serious scaling, requires systems. What got you your first $20,000 on Etsy won't get you to your first $1 million on Etsy. And if your workflow is chaotic, it can totally cap your growth. So you need design templates, saved listing templates, a batching system for creating mockups, a production partner with very reliable times, and then multiple backups for those, maybe preset customer service replies, a weekly design schedule, maybe a hiring template, or an interview template or a sourcing template and process. And this is what allows you to have consistent volume and growth without burning out. Now, the fourth step in the marathon is outranking your competition, because by the time you're in the marathon, you have people trying to copy you. And when you're at $10,000 to $50,000 a month, you are playing the ranking game. Basically, outrank your competition. Some factors that will play into this are your conversion rates, having a high click-through rate, the listing age and revenue history behind that one listing, as well as sales velocity, so the number of orders that happen on that listing in one day. And then, of course, the review count and the review rate or percentage on your shop and on your listings. Of course, as well as quality reviews, on-time production, and shipping as well. And the more consistent your performance as a seller, the more Etsy will boost you. Now, the fifth strategy in the marathon keeps things fresh, and this is with monthly design drops. So every month, drop 10 to 20 new designs, not randomly, but very specifically. And you can break them into categories. Maybe it's by trend. Maybe it's having evergreen ones. Maybe it's more seasonal ones. Maybe it's having a variation of winners. Maybe it's having a category of test products. But shops that drop consistently win. So get into a drop schedule. Shops that stop posting, they will die. So do not rely on the listings that carried you last year to keep carrying you this year. You have to implement a drop model. Now let's talk about exactly how a shop reaches $1,000 a month. Number one, you choose a profitable customer. You do not start by choosing a product, because that does not guarantee there's a customer for that product. You start by choosing a customer that consistently comes to Etsy. Examples of this could be brides or pet owners or moms or grandparents, teachers or small business owners or coaches. Then you're asking, what are 5 problems or needs that this customer has? And your products solve those problems or needs. Step 2 is you're launching 20 to 40 listings in the first month, not perfect listings, but focused on testing. 25% of those could be trends, 50% could be evergreen, and 25% could be kind of wildcard tests. And this is going to give you enough data to understand what your customer responds well to. And then we're going to optimize only what the data tells you to. You're going to check your views, your visits, your click-through rate, your conversion rate, your order velocity. And if the click-through rate is under 1%, change the thumbnail. If the conversion rate is under 1%, change the value proposition. If your impressions are low, your views are low, change your SEO. And $1,000 a month on Etsy can basically come from selling a listing 1 to 2 times a day. And you are searching for that listing. All right, now let's talk about the path to $10,000 a month. Once you find a listing that performs consistently, then we are going to create 20 to 50 variations. You're not guessing, you're multiplying something that already works. Variations, these might include different colorways, different themes, different fonts, different customers that you're targeting with what worked, personalized versions, seasonal versions, different price point variations or material variations, maybe different size variations or format variations. And this is usually where sellers underperform. They think that having a winner is enough, and they might create 1 or 2 variations, but not enough. Top sellers, however, they build entire categories around their winners. Step number 2 is to then build a category for that customer, because we want your shop to become a destination for the customers that you are acquiring, not a one-hit wonder where they shop with you once and then move on. So if your winner in your shop is targeting brides, then start creating bridesmaid gifts, bachelorette shirts, bridal party tumblers, gifts for the mother of the bride or the father of the bride, save the date templates, wedding signage, maybe wedding favors, and then what happens after wedding, baby shower, right? Nursery decor, all of those. So we follow the life cycle of that customer. And now you have a product ecosystem with multiple entry points. The third step is to increase that listing volume then to 80 to 150 listings. So 10K per month sellers, they either have many different listings that perform moderately or a fewer number of listings that perform exceptionally well. You do not need 500 listings. You need 80 to 150 optimized intentional listings. And then step 4 is to strengthen your listing quality score. So you're focusing on specific metrics like conversion rate, improving that, having faster response times, getting consistent positive reviews, having accurate processing times, having high quality mockups that you keep updating. And we want them to see that your shop is reliable and deserves that traffic. Now, the path to $50,000 a month. At this level, you are functioning like a business, not a hobby shop, I hope. So the first thing you'll do is expand into adjacent types of customers. So let's say you did bachelorette. That now signals to Etsy that maybe baby shower is next. Then maybe it's birthday shirts, maybe girls' trip themes, maybe graduation or gifts for teachers. And the customer overlaps here are very intentional. The second step is upgrading your production workflow. So you need faster turnaround times to be more competitive. And when you do this, you can charge more, by the way. And then more reliable partners and backups to those partners, as well as automated order routing and systems for fulfillment, bulk listing creation and optimization, bulk mockup and photo generation and editing, delegating customer support if that's needed. At this stage, efficiency becomes a competitive edge and it's reflected in the customer experience. The third step in the marathon is identifying and multiplying those hero listings. So every $50,000 per month shop have at least 3 to 10 listings that are generating 60 to 70% of their revenue. And then you'll have 20 to 40 listings that are supporting the ecosystem. So kind of serving that same customer who are buying those 6 to 10 in other areas. And then over 100 listings that are supporting SEO, helping you show up under other search results, and giving your shop more authority. Your job here in this stage is to recognize those hero listings early and prioritize them. The fourth step is optional, but this is beginning an off Etsy expansion. And I like to do this once you hit about $80,000 a year. And when Etsy momentum is strong, you want to also consider Shopify, maybe TikTok Shop, Instagram, selling through wholesale partners, doing some partnerships, getting onto Amazon or Amazon Handmade, maybe Redbubble, creating your own digital product funnels. In this way, you already have momentum from Etsy, so you can add these revenue streams without sacrificing your Etsy momentum and cannibalizing those sales. Let's talk about the $1 million path. What is the formula that every $1 million Etsy seller follows? The first thing is having at least one winning product and finding that early within like 3 to 12 months. Then going super aggressive with multiplication, not stopping with that one winner, but building dozens and dozens and dozens of variations and spinoffs. I did this with a sweatshirt of mine. I had a sweatshirt listing that said mama on it, did just over $15,000. I created 79 listings of that sweatshirt, all with unique SEO and positioning, and ended up doing over $330,000 of that sweatshirt. That's just one example of how we do that. I went on to do that with flower walls and floral letters. Floral letters hit over $500,000 with this multiplication method. The third step is systems that compound. This means design systems, listing systems, fulfillment systems, and systems for managing team members. The fourth step is your customer ecosystem. So $1 million shops, they serve one type of customer extremely deeply. And then after that, they will add in complementary customers. The fifth step is having strong, consistent growth for 18 to 36 months, not intensity, but consistency and consistent growth. So the secret is not being a genius or the smartest person in the room, but it is repetition of what already works. And if you follow this framework, your first million can actually become pretty predictable. It's not luck. If you would like to learn more about the More Better framework as it applies to Etsy, grab the link in the comments, check it out. It'll make a lot of sense and it has a lot more detail as well. And if you would like to have your shop reviewed or you want to ask me personalized questions or get my step-by-step system that can take your shop from nothing to consistent sales, definitely feel free to schedule a free call with my team where they can show you how we help people. We've helped over 5,700 Etsy sellers with their shops from beginners to $1 million sellers, and we would love to see if it's the right fit for you. So this call is totally free. You can click on the link below, schedule it on the calendar, and then we will see you soon on a free call. And no matter what, you will leave that call with clarity on what you should be doing next in your shop. And of course, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next one.